How to select any date in your Flutter app using the Date Picker widget. First of all, we define a datetime object with the year, month, and day. Let's also display it inside of a text widget. First of all, the year, month, and day. Below this text widget, we create an elevated button. And if we press on this button, then we call the show date picker method. Whereas you define the initial selected date that is displayed when you open the date picker. Also, you need to define which dates are allowed to select. In our case, from 1900 to 2100, we can select these dates. And finally, from this method, we get a datetime object back. This returned datetime object is nullable, which means if we select a date, then we have two options. We can click on OK, then a datetime object is returned. Otherwise, if we click on the cancel button, then the value null is returned. Therefore, let's check first of all if we have clicked the cancel button, if the date that is returned is null, and then we want to return this function. And if this value is not null, then we want to put this new datetime object inside of the date field that we have within our state here at the top. With this, we can click on this button. Firstly, you can click here at the top to select any year that you like. With the help of the arrows, you can select any month that you like. And lastly, you choose any date that you want to pick, and then you click on OK, and now this new value is updated in our UI. On the other hand, if you select a new date and then you click on the cancel button, then this value is not updated in our UI, because in case we click on cancel, then we return this function. How to select a time in your Flutter app using the time picker. First of all, we define a time of day object with the hours and minutes. And this is what we want to display inside of a text widget. First of all, the hours, and secondly, the minutes. Below this time text widget, we create a button. And if we click on this button, then we call the show time picker method. Inside of it, we need to define an initial time, which we set to a time of day object. And we take the day object that we have defined in our state. Whereas this initial selected time is always displayed if you open the time picker. And finally, you can choose in your time picker an hour and also the minutes. And then if you click on OK or cancel, we save this time inside of this new time field. And this return time of day is nullable, which means if you click on the OK button, then a time of day object is returned. And if you click on the cancel button, then the null value is returned. Therefore, if we click on the cancel button, the new time object is null, and then we want to return the function. Otherwise, in case we have clicked on OK, then we want to put this new time object inside of the time object that we have within our state. With this, if I click on this button, we can select the hours and also the minutes, and this new time is then going inside of our UI if we click on the OK button, and it will be displayed here. In case you select an hour under 10 and also the minutes under 10, and then if I click on OK, you see that the time is displayed incorrectly in our UI. To fix this, we add to our hours and minutes a 0 in front, in case we have one single digit. And lastly, we only need to put these hours and minutes inside of our text widget. As a result, we have a 0 in front of our hours and minutes in case the value is below 10. How to select a date and after it a time in your Flutter app using the date and time picker dialogs. Firstly, let's create a datetime object with the year, month, and day of the date. And this datetime object we want to display inside of the elevated button. So here we have a text, we display the year, then the month, and lastly the day. And now if we click on this button, then we call a method pickDate. And inside of this pickDate method, we call the show date picker method from the Flutter SDK, whereas you define first of all the initial date that is always displayed inside of the date picker. And we put it to the datetime object that we have created in our state. And secondly, you also define the date range that you can select. So we can select dates from 1900 to 2100. With this, if I click on this button, we can already choose a date. And lastly, we return then a datetime object, which is nullable. If I click on the cancel button, then we return null. Otherwise, we return a datetime object if we click on OK. Therefore, let's get the state. If it is cancelled, then we get a null value and we return it. Otherwise, if we have clicked on OK, then we want to put this date, our new date that we have picked, inside of the datetime object inside of our state. As a result, we can choose a new date, and if we click on OK, this date will be displayed inside this button. Next, we add two more arguments to the datetime object, the hours and the minutes. And we want to access the hours and minutes from the datetime object, and therefore we basically get from them the hours and minutes, and we also convert them so that they are properly displayed inside of our app. And lastly, we use then the hours and minutes inside of this other button that I have created on the right side of the left button that we have already created. And inside of this button, we display then the hours and minutes. And finally, if we press on this button, then we call a new method pickTime. And inside of this method, we call a method showTimePicker, which comes from the Flutter SDK. Inside of it, you need to define the initial selected time, whereas you create a time of day object and we put then the hours and minutes inside, and we access the hours and minutes every time from the datetime object that we have inside of our state. With this, we can click on the time button and then we can choose an hour and also the minutes. And once we click on OK or cancel, then this is returned by this time of day object. And again, like before, if we click on cancel, then a null value will be returned. If we click on OK, then a time of day object will be returned. And we simply want to go then back where we get this time object, and we check then, first of all, if we have pressed the cancel button, then we get a null value as our time back and we return this function. Otherwise, if we have pressed on the OK button, then we create a new datetime object, whereas we put the current year, month and day inside, because this is what we have not modified. We have only modified the time of the datetime object, and after it we put the time inside that we have modified. Let's also put this new datetime object inside of the datetime object within our state. Let's also go back to the elevated button where we have picked the date before. And here we want to do exactly the same thing because we need to preserve the value of our time if we change the date value. And therefore we first of all create a new datetime object where we put the date inside that we have changed and picked new. And otherwise we want to preserve the time of the current datetime object that we have basically inside of our state. So this time that we have here at the end inside should be preserved. And of course, we also put then this new datetime object inside of our datetime object. Let's also try it out. We can select first of all the date, and this will only modify the left part. And we can also change the time, and this will only modify the right part, whereas both of them together are stored inside of the datetime object at the top of our state. Let's look at the second variant where we only have one button, so we put inside of the button text the year, month, day, and also the hours and minutes, everything combined. And now if we press on this button, then we call a method pickDateTime. And inside of this method, we call first of all the pickDate method that we have created before for picking a date. And secondly, we also pick the time with the pickTime method that we have created before. Once we have selected date and time, then we want to combine them both to the datetime object. Therefore, first of all, we put the date inside that we have picked, and secondly, the time inside that we have also picked, and both together are a new datetime object that we want to save within the datetime object of our state. With this, if we click on this button, then we choose first of all the date, and if I press on OK, then immediately the time picker will show up, and we can choose the hours and minutes also, and if we click on OK, both of them will be updated inside of this button. How to select a range of dates in a Flutter app using the date range picker. Firstly, let's define a datetime range object, whereas you define the start of the range and also the end of the range. Next, we access this date range, so we access the start and end. and we also want to display it inside of the UI. Therefore, I create a row with 2 buttons. Inside of one button, we display then the start date time. So we display the year, month, and day. And inside the other elevated button, we display then the end of the datetime range. And now if we press on one of these buttons, we call a new method pickDateRange. And inside of this method, we call the method showDateRangePicker, whereas you need to define the initial date range that is displayed initially inside of your date range picker. Also, we have to define the minimum date that we can select and the maximum date that we can select within the date range picker. With this, if we click on one of the buttons, then the initial date range is selected. We could choose a different date range. And now if we click on the save or cancel button, then this value will be returned inside of this nullable datetime range field. Whereas if we click on the cancel button, a null value is returned, and if we click on the save button, then this datetime range that we have selected is returned. Let's also check if we have pressed on the cancel button, and if we have pressed on it, then this value is null and we return this function. Otherwise, if we have pressed on the save button, then we want to put this new date range inside of the date range within our state, so we put it inside of this field. Let's also try it out by selecting a new date range, and then we click on save. And you see this new date range is displayed inside of our buttons. Next, you can access from a date range the difference, and this difference we want to display inside of another text widget. And as you can see, the difference between these two dates are 3 days. And lastly, let's fix the date display, because right now this number is only displayed with 1 digit if it is under 10. And if you want to change it, then you can use the date format package. And with this, you can then format your start date and also your end date. As a result, all the day numbers and month numbers are displayed with 2 digits.